What's up, my friend? Welcome back to the Home Audio Project, the place to help narrators and voiceover artists edit and master their audio. I'm audiobook engineer Ryan May. Mouth noises in our audiobooks or voiceover productions suck. There's no way around it. They are all annoying to everyone, and when you're self-recording, even more annoying because you're going to pick them out in almost every recording you do, and mainly because we as people are so self-critical. We are our own worst enemy. Now, taking care of mouth noises and vocal clicks is only one part of getting our vocal production to stand out and to give us the clarity and presence we need in our performance. As you'll see in this video, not only am I going to show you my method for utilizing iZotope's DClick in a vocal performance, but also how I use a gate as well. Now, I want to preface that this is my method for utilizing these plugins. Everyone is different in their approach, and while there can be a right and wrong way to use the software that we all have on hand, this is just what I found works best for me. So hopefully you can take away at least one note from my experience. With that said, I want to show you a couple of examples of how you can use iZotope's DClick plugin to help you take care of those vocal clicks and mouth noises. Let's jump in.
All right, cool. Now that we're in our Pro Tools session, we first have our DClick plugin pulled up. And before we begin, let's go over a quick overview on iZotope's DClick plugin. It's awesome because it analyzes audio for a variety of short impulse noises such as clicks that are caused by digital errors, mouth noises, and cell phone interference and things that are like that. So let's talk about some of the settings. You first have all of your different algorithms, and these are just going to provide you with the different type of processing options you can choose from. The first one here, we've got single band. This just processes quickly and works really well on very narrow digital clicks or glitches that aren't necessarily caused by humans. But one thing to note is that you'll see frequency skew down here. You will not be able to utilize this option while in single band. Right after that, we've got multi-band periodic clicks. And what this does is it removes regularly repeating clicks with a wider view or regular clicks that have a low fixed energy or a high fixed energy, such as thumps. And then you've got multi-band random clicks. And what this does, very similar to periodic clicks, but it processes for wider clicks with thumps, and it has a protective algorithm which helps preserve audio elements within your vocal, and it can also be used on instruments as well. But in this case, obviously, we're going to be using it on vocals. And then, of course, there's low latency mode, and this works really well on mouth clicks and other clicks that can't really be handled by the other algorithms. And it's cool because, as it says, it's low latency. So you can use this mode in real time, and it'll have less lag and use less CPU on your overall computer system. You've got sensitivity, which determines how many clicks are detected in your signal. If you increase the sensitivity, you'll have a wider range of how many clicks are getting detected, but at the same time, it can impact plosives and it can damage the overall sound of your voice. And then you have quick widening, which of course just extends the amount of repair on any of the detected clicks, but it also does some compensating for mouth noises such as lip smacks that have a longer decay. And then you have your frequency skew. What this does is it adjusts the range of clicks removal towards higher or lower frequencies. If you go more into a negative value, that's better for generic clicks, something that's along the lines of vinyl cracking, which is great for old school record players or things that are like that within our voice. Then lastly, we have output clicks only, and this of course is exactly what it says. It allows you to listen to just the offending clicks or mouth noises or glitches that are present within your audio.
She tapped her head absent-mindedly and then looked searchingly at the desk.
So what I've noticed right off the bat is there's some clicks that happened around in this area, some that are kind of in the middle here, and a little bit at the end. And just for the sake of a little bit of delay that this plugin can cause, I want to go ahead and use low latency mode. I'm not going to adjust the frequency skew just yet, and I just want to give it one more listen, and we'll start playing around with the sensitivity and the click widening.
Looked searchingly at the desk.
So there's definitely a click in here. So we can get a better picture on what we're hearing, let's go ahead and listen to output clicks only and really fine-tune our ear as to what we're hearing. Cool. Yep, so we are definitely getting a click in this area and right in this area, in between these two areas. So just as a starting point, I'm going to bump up the sensitivity to about halfway, and we'll do our click widening just under half, maybe at 1.9, 2.0, and see what that does for us.
Looked searchingly at the desk.
That actually sounds really, really good. I didn't have to adjust anything on the frequency skew, but I want to zoom in just to kind of hone in a little bit more on this.
Looked searchingly at the desk.
I do notice that it's altering his voice just a little bit. So what I want to do is bump down his sensitivity a little bit. And what I'm looking to hear is where I can adjust the sensitivity just before these clicks pop back in. No pun intended.
Looked searchingly at the desk.
Cool. So they're still gone. That's great. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I do not want to alter his voice. I just want to get rid of the pops and clicks.
Looked searchingly at the desk.
Bump down the sensitivity just a little bit more.
Looked searchingly at the desk.
Okay, so right there, I started to hear them come back in. So let's put it back up.
Looked searchingly at the desk.
That sounds great. That actually sounds really good to me.
The desk.
Let's find a different area. Okay, so now that we've got another example, I wanted to pull this one up because there is a little bit of clicking right here in the beginning and right here at the end, right when he takes a breath. So we'll give that a quick listen.
Lost in the music. Playlist. Lost in the music.
So I'm just going to isolate these two clicks to get a better listen. So it's right in that breath and then right here at the end while he takes another breath. Now with our DClick plugin on.
Lost in the music. Lost in the music. Lost in the music.
So this ending click seems to have done it for me with the DClick. But I know if I go too aggressive on this DClick plugin, it's going to alter the tonality and the sonic elements of his voice. Because I don't want to alter any more of his voice, I want to leave my plugin exactly where I have it. And what I do as an audio engineer in audiobooks is that's where I utilize a gate. Now I realize this is not a gating tutorial, and there's plenty of tutorials out there in audiobooks and voiceover performances as to why you don't necessarily want to use a gate. But in my 10 years of being inside the audiobook industry and working on thousands of titles, I utilize gates all the time. So, to clean this up, I'm going to pull up a simple gate here. And right now we have it bypassed, so let's unbypass it. And I am going to start with a preset. And I'll kind of change things around. So let's go with the perfect voiceover gate. What this actually utilizes is not a gate. You do have choices here, but it actually uses a downward expander. But because I want to clean some things up a little bit faster, maybe his breath in here, if I blow up the waveform, you can see there's some noise there, there's a click within there, and then you can see how large these mouth clicks actually are within his breath and just before his sentence in this breath. So let's turn down this a little bit, just so we don't get visually distracted. And what I like to do is put it on repeat until I hear this first initial click disappear and then back it off so that way I know I'm not going to cut off too much on the front half and the back half of his phrase. I always like to exaggerate first and then back it off to where I know it's comfortable for easy listening. So I can still hear it there. So what I want to do, just to get a little bit faster of an attack on this, is we'll just bump this down a little bit. I'm not going to touch anything else minus the threshold.
Lost in the music. I didn't.
That one sounds really good to me because I'm not necessarily hearing this. It is slightly there, but it's way more reduced than it was before. But when he says the word music, I can still hear that consonant of the K sound in his audio.
Okay, if you're serious about what you do in your daily life as a voice actor or narrator, and you've made it this far to the end of the video, you most likely are. And these plugins help get you there, but aren't the end of getting that professional sound that's needed. There's more elements to vocal production that will make your performances stand out, and I want to give you something to help you with that. I've put together a very simple guide towards that next step, and it approaches the EQ phase. Just head to thehomeaudioproject.com/EQ and download it. It's 100% free, and I know it'll really help get your vocal to stand out. And I'll also have it linked down below as well. Between EQing the right way and declicking your voice, that will help get your vocal the best it can be sonically. Hey, if this video was helpful to you, make sure to leave me a comment and let me know what part was the most helpful. I'd love to know and I'd love to chat with you. With that said, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in another video real soon.